Thank you so much for inviting me to be here. It's an absolute honour and a pleasure to be able to talk about our work at Play Included. I've got a lot to say. I'm going to try and whiz it into 20 minutes, so it's difficult to do. So as Beth said, we believe that play has the power to help all young people grow. And basically, we founded a social enterprise to try and create, I think our broad goal, we're starting step by step, our broad goal is to create effective play-based development programs for children. And I think that involves a whole host of things. It's involving professionals, enabling parents and families, and also building a community around this work. So we're lucky to have some of our team here today. We're now 9 people. We're founded in 2018, originally called Bricks for Autism. And we've recently partnered with the Lego Foundation to try and reimagine what we were doing with Lego bricks and autistic and neurodivergent children. And we've sort of created the Brick by Brick program, and we're hoping to scale our training and what we do internationally as far as we can. At the moment, our programs and activities, we have some free activities for parents and carers to play at home with their children and young people around building relationships, having fun at home. We've got a suite of activities that we developed during COVID to encourage playful, just I guess after COVID, when everybody went back to school and children hadn't played or been with each other for a while. So we've got some free activities for schools that you can download, and that's called Building Friendships. But what I'll talk to you about today, I guess, is our most well-rounded, most well-known program, and that's the Brick by Brick program. So thinking about autistic children, more and more research is coming out, and autistic people are telling us that opportunities for autistic children to socialise and play together are really important. And that's what Brick Club is all about. In Brick Club, children and young people build Lego sets, create their own models from their own imaginations, but they're doing it collaboratively. They're working together, building models in small teams and having fun. And through this, in being a sort of peer group club, they build confidence and they exercise and use a huge number of social and emotional skills, but many other skills too. And it's all through collaborative Lego play. So I'm going to try, hopefully, and play this video.
The point of Brick Club is you build and play, but it's also like developing your collaborative skills and teamwork.
The Brick by Brick program focuses on promoting inclusion, celebrating and recognising neurodiversity. It's a child-led program where the children are supported to develop their confidence and to develop a sense of belonging within a group. Sometimes young people feel anxious in social situations, whereas often when they come to Brick Club, because Lego building is familiar to them and it's something really fun and enjoyable and playful, they feel less anxious. So it's often a nice stepping stone for socially anxious young people to start to be with other children and feel more confident and less anxious in social situations.
There's a lot of children who find it difficult to make friends, and this is something that brings children together without being forced.
Even from the beginning to the end, like there's so many changes. I mean, I have had, children after like one session, they're coming to me and they say like, wow, this is what a true friend is supposed to be. I didn't realise that. And it's just so amazing to see that light bulb moment, like, this is somewhere I really belong.
Teachers were reporting back to me that children were problem solving a lot better if they were having trouble in a group, working with the group. Just definitely that confidence to talk about their feelings and to ask for help and also to give advice. So that was just fabulous.
Since starting, I think he's become a lot better at working as a team.
By being able to ask the things that he needs, being able to ask questions and be proud of the things that he builds and makes, but also creating together with other people and meeting new friends is quite life-changing.
I would say to parents that Brick Club is an amazing program that allows for your child to develop skills in a small group and then take those skills with them from that group into their everyday life.
I've been able to take any stresses in my head off of my chest. I figured that it's actually wise to keep it in your brain because you can't handle it by yourself.
Often over time, children develop a sense of belonging, a sense of social identity, a sense of pride in what they've been making. And this can be really powerful for a young person's self-esteem.
You should go because you get to build Lego with other people and it helps you to work as a team.
Overall, I think it's just giving him the confidence to have a voice and know that he has got an opinion and it's valid and it's something that he can share with the world.
So hopefully that's given you a little bit of a feel for some of the young people's, the parents and educators' views of Brick Club. And the goal is for it to be a safe, welcoming, playful space that's relaxed and fun. It emphasises belonging and acceptance. It's a peer-to-peer programme, focusing on young people's strengths and shared interests in Lego play. We've certainly noticed that for a lot of young people, not everybody likes Lego bricks, but lots of young people do, and they're often very familiar. So coming to a group and a club, which might be anxiety-provoking, is less anxiety-provoking when Lego bricks are around. And the act of building Lego itself is quite calming and restful and relaxing. And it's brilliant. It's a brilliant place to experiment, make mistakes, take it apart if it's not right, and put it back together again. So practicing making mistakes as well. So working with the Lego Foundation, of course, we're really excited by the characteristics of learning through play. And we believe that Brick Clubs should embody these 5 characteristics. The play in Brick Club should be meaningful, joyful. Children are iterating and trying out new things. It's socially interactive. It's about working together. And it's actively engaging and interesting for the children. We've said that social skills are really at the heart of what children are using in Brick Clubs. But there's also emotional skills. Often in Brick Club, things go a bit awry. The model breaks. It's very frustrating. There's a lot of emotions going on. Sometimes there's real pride and joy and excitement about building a new set. So there's emotional skills going on there. Cognitive skills of how the model fits together and the fine motor physical skills of putting the pieces on. And a huge amount of creativity. It's not just about building a set with instructions that someone else has designed. You can create your own models too. But beyond these kind of holistic skills, what we're really trying to emphasise with the Brick by Brick programme is giving children opportunities to have friendships, feel accepted, develop a sense of social identity. Hey, I belong in Brick Club. And this amazing drawing is by John Adams, who is one of our consultants, and he's autistic, and he speaks a lot of his childhood as lacking this feeling of belonging. And a place where children can, over time, feel a sense of belonging to a group is really important. I don't know how many of you heard of Lego therapy or Lego-based therapy. This is what my PhD was in here in Cambridge at the Autism Research Centre, and where the Brick by Brick programme began for me. So it's about, there's several research studies exploring how using Lego bricks to support autistic children's social skills might be beneficial. I think we're moving beyond that now with our thinking of how to support autistic children. We're not trying to focus on a deficit model and saying you need to learn social skills. It's actually looking more holistically at their well-being and their social opportunities and peer relationships that would help them. So there's some sort of very small scale studies and some literature reviews of using Lego bricks to support autistic children with their social skills, but I feel like the research could move on, but I'll talk about that later. And what I would like to talk to you more about today is maybe the first large-scale randomised control trial that has recently been underway in York and Sheffield universities. So this study is called the iSocialise trial, and it looked at using Lego bricks to support autistic children in mainstream schools aged 7 to 15 years. And they compared using Lego to just educational support or support as usual. So the results from this research has shown really high levels of acceptability, and this was through questionnaires and interviews with parents and facilitators. So people enjoy delivering this programme. They find it something they can easily implement, and they feel like it's helpful. There was a health economic analysis as part of the randomised control trial, and very small but cost effective. The results showed that the likelihood of this methodology being cost effective as an intervention, I suppose, is 94%. So highly likely to be cost effective and easy to implement in educational settings. So what next for research? I've said outcomes for emotional well-being. Going back to Beth's wonderful talk, nobody asked the children, the young people, what they felt. So it'd be amazing to include some young people's voices. At Play Included, we're focusing on training. We've noticed that there's loads of things you can download off the internet about using Lego bricks to support autistic children, but I feel and I believe that training really means that the children will get the best quality experiences, because it's much more than just building a few Lego models in a group, and maybe outcomes longer than 12 weeks. So we feel that training and playful facilitation are key. It's not about what the young people are doing in the groups necessarily. It's about this ability to incorporate learning through play and having a facilitation methodology that allows the young people to have agency, take control of their club, and be supported in their interactions together. I don't know if you can see that tiny chart here. Part of the randomised control trial was looking at fidelity, and the teachers in schools delivering the Lego programme self-reported on a fidelity checklist, and then an independent rater, one of those was me, looked at how we felt the fidelity was, and the fidelity was high, particularly to the core content, but there were of the fidelity checklist. But all content, actually, there was a difference between what the teachers were self-reporting and what the independent reviewers were. And just qualitatively, from watching the videos of the groups and encoding some of this, I felt like it was this subtle learning through play facilitation that was the bit that we felt the teachers needed maybe a little bit more support and a bit more training in knowing how to do. So that's what we've focused on at Play Included very much with our training. And definitely we noticed some of these common misunderstandings filtering through. So in spite of lots of training that we'd delivered for the research study, sometimes, not always, but sometimes some of these common misconceptions that are out there in the world of Lego and autistic children came through. So one of those is it's just building a Lego set in 3 roles. It's so much more than that. That's just a tiny part of it. Only one person can see the instructions. It becomes like a barrier game where nobody can see. It's less collaborative, more about language. Swapping roles. People take it in turns in brick clubs to be the builder, to find the pieces, to look at the instructions and give the instructions. And they can take it in turns, but the children need to decide when to swap. And there was a lot of adult-led, and I see that in practice, not just in this research study, but people being told when they should swap. a lot of people think it's just for young children or boys, and that's not a misconception I saw in the study, but it's just one I wanted to raise and say that's not at all true. I don't know how many adults love building Lego. I certainly do. So I think I've kind of hopefully said, I'm trying to be quick for time, but there are some subtleties, I think is what I'm trying to say. There are some subtleties to delivering brick clubs well. You can easily grasp the methodology of building, 3 children in different roles, but that's a lot more, there's a lot more to it that we would like to train people in. So we've developed a pathway of training, and we're in the process of creating more to be able to hopefully raise the quality and standards of the brick clubs in the UK, but also to open this out to more people internationally. So it's about playing, having fun as a facilitator in your training, as well as with the young people doing so in brick club. That is it. That's you can find out more about us at playincluded.com. A big thank you to all the Play Included team, and thank you for having me.